Hello, welcome to Lord Havoc's Marvel Champions Custom Content Stream Extravaganza. I've finally done it. Finally completed Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 6 scenario. It's time to play test it. What could possibly be a bad move, but I haven't play tested it before now. This is the very first, the official playtest of Season 6. I dreaded making this. I didn't want to make it, but if you're doing all the other seasons, you got to do Season 6 too, right? So here it is. The trio. Ugh. What a terrible, terrible season of television. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, the trio. The three nerds that decide that they're going to become supervillains. They team up, try to take and realize that they need to take Buffy out in order to accomplish their goals. But of course, they're all, despite being very smart, they're all morons, and they stuff it up. Although Season 6 doesn't indeed have one of the best Buffy episodes, which is Once More a Feeling. So, it's hit or miss. It is what it is. I then have a fourth, well, I want to say secret villain, but she's no secret. I mean, she's in the setup. So it's not a secret. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to be playing Spidey because Spidey's the greatest hero ever made. And I mean in comics, I don't mean in Marvel Champions. He's not the greatest hero in Marvel Champions. But still. Let's go through it. It is essentially a reskin of the Wrecking Crew with tweaks. So obviously I couldn't just reskin Wrecking Crew word for word because that scenario is way too easy. Way too easy. Once you know the trick, it's pretty much done. So I've tried to tweak it a little to make it less easy, but also a little bit more Buffy-like, right? So there are some cards in here that are the same. There are some that are not. A few little tweaks to sort of see how we go. I know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. We'll see how we go. And then, of course, you have the secret villain, who's no secret. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's dumb. The trio main schemes. I got a two schemer. After years of being bullied, the three losers, Andrew Wells, Jonathan Levinson, and Warren Myers, attempt to band together to become supervillains and take over the world. To accomplish this, they need to eliminate Buffy and her allies, the Scoobies. So the content, you got Andrew, Jonathan, and Warren, and Dark Willow. Use their B-sides for excerpt mode, so A and B. A and B there. And you've got their, what I call it, in the Wrecking Crew scenario, they're called side schemes, but I've called them villain schemes. Because I just think it makes more sense. But they are essentially side schemes. Set aside Dark Willow and her encounter deck, put the Summoner, Wannabe Warlock, and Team Leader villain schemes into play. So, Team Leader, Wannabe Warlock, Summoner. Place the active marker on Warren. Advance to stage 1B. I do think I should just get rid of their last names. Just call them Warren, Jonathan, and Andrew. Make it a little bit less formal. This should also say put Shaky Alliance into play. And it does not. So I have this environment here that just has the extra rule. After you defeat a trio villain, because we've got the trio trait. It should actually be the trio, really. I should probably make it the trio. Remove their villain card from play, then flip their villain scheme to the attachment side and reveal it. It's just there. It really doesn't do anything other than just tell you what to do when they die, because I didn't have enough space on their actual cards to do so without taking away their quotes. So that's really all it's there for. Other than that, it doesn't really do anything. But still, it should still have setup permanent. So there's a mistake there. Anyway, right? Even though it doesn't actually do anything, it should still have setup and permanent. I'm pretty sure it should. And it should be mentioned here. So that's the stuff up there. But anyway, there's also an insert that has a whole bunch of stuff about the setup and stuff, so I'll have to add it there as well, of course. But also, you know, how to set it, what the layout should be. So on page 2 here, you've got a screenshot of what the layout should kind of look like. Or at least the way that the layout is the way I do it. This is how I like to do it. The deck, the hit dial, the villain, the schemes, and the main scheme down here. You don't have to set it up that way. Do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. Do what you want. And there's the new rules and stuff about how to bring in Willow and all that sort of stuff. So pretty in-depth insert, but the Wrecking Crew's insert is pretty in-depth as well. But things like, you know, don't put the standard set in there, and don't put your obligation in there, and all that sort of crap. I was going to make a rule that says to actually still put your obligation in there and stuff, but that would only work on TTS where you can copy and paste. You're not going to have 3 copies of Spidey's obligation, are you? It's kind of dumb. So I scrapped that idea. Anyway, there's that. Flip to B. Kaz says hello. Hello, Kaz. Hello, buddy. So 6 is the thing. Force response. After step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 throughout each villain scheme. Move the active marker to the villain whose scheme has the most threat. If there is a tie, the first player chooses. Force response. After all 3 villains are defeated, proceed to main scheme 2A. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. If this game is completed, the players lose the game, as them being doofuses. Yeah. Each side scheme does what it does. You know how Wrecking Crew works. Alright, let's do it. Boink, boink, boink. Spidey, I just realised I'm actually not sitting down. That's pretty annoying. Shuffle. Get some cards and let's do it. Spidey. Can we do it, Spidey? Yes, we can. It's a pretty bad opening hand, though. I mean, jeez. That's pretty bad. No ally. A whole bunch of ally enhancers, but no actual allies. That's pretty terrible. This is also not great. Wowza. Alright, I'll use Peter's resource to put web shooter in. And then flip to Spidey. Yeah, this is not a great start at all, is it? Swinging whip kick will give me endurance. 1, 2, 3. And let's just take a thwart off of there. Off of Warren. And then let's just kick Warren in the face. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's 8. I could kill Jonathan in 1 hit. Man, that's game breaking. I can kill Jonathan in 1 go. I could kill all of them in 1 go. If I didn't thwart, I could hit for 2. I could have killed Warren. Swinging whip kick and a punch would also be Andrew. Do I need to bump up their hit points? yeah, I mean, jeez. I'm gonna knock Jonathan out. Knock Jonathan out. Ah, it's such a shame. We're not going to see any of his deck. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So, so the mechanic that I've added that's different to Wrecking Crew is that when you defeat one of the villain, as it says in Shaky Alliance here, you flip their Venom scheme, and it becomes this attachment here, and you attach it. So when then you reveal it. The reveal says, when revealed, attach this villain to the scheme who has the most threat. If there is a tie, the player chooses. So there's a tie between Warren and Andrew. So who do I want to give Amplify to? I'm going to give it to Andrew. So now he has a permanent Amplify. And then I'm going to take him out as quickly as possible, right? But anyway, there's that. That's my turn. Ready. Get some cards. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so here we go. 1 on there. We then put 1 and 1 on both of theirs. And then it says, move the active mark to the villain whose scheme is the most threat. If there's a tie, the first player chooses. I'm just going to leave it on. Actually, no. Yeah. I'll just leave it on Warren. We'll leave it on Warren. Warren then activates. He is attacking. Because he attacked me and I'm Spidey, I get a free card. It's not a backflip. I'm just going to take it. He's just a nerd. I don't care if he hits me. Screw this guy. Jackson's on. Actual Jackson. Do it. Shove the nerd in a locker. Exactly right. Bloody nerds. He gets 1. So 2. I'll take the 2. We get an encounter card. Just making sure I didn't miss any triggers. When there's our threats here, place 10 or more 3. Do that business. Didn't do that. He didn't scheme, so we don't need to discard to get an attachment. Yeah. So anyway, encounter card. Where your arch nemesis is. So this is another one of my new ones. This is essentially, because you don't put the shadow, the standard deck in there, I wanted to still have a Shadows of the Past type effect. So this, although this doesn't actually happen in the show, right? Obviously, for obvious reasons, I wanted to have the nemesis involved in some way. So this card is meant to make up for that. So when revealed, and that's an actual line in the show, obviously, where your arch nemesis sees, because Warren's an idiot. It's just a douchebag. So, I mean, that's his actual quote there. Where your arch nemesis is, you may have beaten us this time, Slayer, but next time, next time. He just looks like a retard. So when revealed, find your nemesis minion and put into play, engage with you. They gain quick strike and the robot trait. So this is my way around it. I'm gonna my head canon is that they make, because he is a genius, right? So he creates Buffy bot and April bot and stuff like that, right? He's the tech guy. So my head canon is that he creates a robotic version of your nemesis and pits them against you. It makes perfect sense to me. So that's what we're going to do. So my nemesis is Vulture. It doesn't matter that he gets quick strike because he's already got quick strike, and then he also gains the robot trait, which doesn't do anything mechanically, but I just thought thematically it needed to be there. So there's that done. So robot Vulture quick strikes me for 3, and now it's my turn. All right, let's go. Let's Power of Leadership to Maria. Get a card. Pointless card. Although I could web up. I could web him up. You know what? Let's do that. Make the call, call for backup. Actually, let's keep one of them make the calls. And use this bad boy. And web him up. Take that, Warren. Web to the face. As you deserve. Ashley Jackson says, I mean, we don't need to stick to strict story structures in MCC. Otherwise, Spidey wouldn't be beating up 3 nerds. He'd be helping them make an MJ bot. I don't think he would disrespect MJ in such a way as to make a sex bot. I don't think that would actually happen. But I agree with you in terms of the strictness. I mean, Spidey is not going to be fighting these douchebags. I mean, he'd kill them. They'd just all be dead. So, yeah. I mean, he would have to pull his punch a ridiculous amount. Like he does when he hits JJJ and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. You're right. I mean, you're right. I don't know why I'm making excuses. I made the card and I'm happy with it. You know what? If you don't like it, bad luck. Thank you for the backup. Alright, Maria will thwart. Actually no. So I thought 2 off of here because that means the token will then stay on Warren and then he won't trigger because of Thinno, right? So thought 2 off of Andrew. Spidey will hit Vulture for 2. And then I guess I'll stay up. Yeah, I'll stay up. I'll stay up. I've got my special ability. What more do you want? Okay, so enhanced Spider Sense will stop a bad treachery from happening. And I've got another swinging web kick. Okay, cool. Sweet. Cool. Alright, villain. 1 on here. 1 on both of their schemes. That doesn't trigger Andrew's scheme. It doesn't trigger Warren's scheme. Warren then activates. He's webbed up. So he doesn't do anything. And he becomes stunned. No, because the token stays on him, obviously. He then is stunned, so it doesn't do anything. Vulture then attacks for 3. 1, 2, 3. And we get an encounter card. The encounter card is misogynistic actions. Because he's a misogynist. I even put that as a trait. Misogynist. It's just a douchebag. Creates sex bots. Puts a cerebral blocker on her to turn her into a sex slave. Just a scumbag. When revealed, hero, Warren Mears attacks you. If this attack is undefended, place 3 threat on Warren Mears' villain scheme. Now, nothing would happen because he's stunned, but that means I've then wasted a stun. So I'm actually going to stop that from happening with enhanced Spider Sense. I want that to occur. So let's get rid of that. My turn. I'm going to Maria. 2 off the main. She then dies. I will then make the call her back again. Get a free card. Oh, that's nice. She comes back in and takes 2 off of Andrew, just so I can make sure that the token stays on Warren. Spidey will hit Vulture and kill him. He goes into Warren's discard pile. Can't afford Black Cat or the kick, which is fine. I'm going to stay up because Warren is currently stunned. Actual Jackson says, I've got to find a way to put, I was thinking about this last night, I've got to find a way to put chat on the stream. I'm not using Streamlabs, so I'm a bit unsure of how to do it. I was having a look at OBS I guess if I was doing browser, you would see it. No, not browser. It wouldn't be browser. It would be game capture, right? If I did game capture, but then that captures the sound and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an absolute boomer. It's ridiculous. I manage an IT support team, but you wouldn't know that. I'm much better at managing a team than I am knowing what the hell it is that they do. That's yeah. It's embarrassing sometimes. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted Jackson's comment. Women being treated as objects in a Joss Whedon production? No way. Dude, you are so right. If I could thumbs up that I would. What can I do? Can I do something fancy in the chat for that? That is spot on. Joss Whedon. I'm so embarrassed. I was a huge Joss Whedon fan because I really liked his writing style, and I was a writer myself. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I was a big fan, and I bought like a Joss Whedon documentary DVD and watched it religiously and just various stuff like that. So I was a big fan. I tried to get an interview with him, and I didn't. Went back when I was doing the interviews for the podcast and stuff, and he was just not having a bar of it. But anyway, long story short, I then started to pay a little bit more attention, and I was like, there's some problems here. There's some issues, and then of course, thankfully, then the rumors came out. Well, not thankfully. I mean, it's bad that he's gotten away with it for so long, but then the conversation sort of swung around more to just what he's like and his behavior on set and all that sort of stuff, and I was like, now he's dead to me. He's just dead to me. I just screw this guy. What an arsehole. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm very much a believer of divorcing the creator from the work. I'm not one of those, well, the creator turns out to be a scumbag and so therefore I can now no longer enjoy their work. I think that's bullshit. The work should exist on its own as long as you are mature enough to understand what that means. I mean, as long as you acknowledge that their behavior was bad, it doesn't mean that you can't still can't still appreciate their work. Because if you don't, then where do you draw the line? Because everybody, there's so many creators that are just arseholes. But where's the line that you draw? Arsehole, scumbag, criminal. How far do you go before it's like, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore? And you've got to make that decision yourself. You can't let anybody else influence it. It's whatever you need to make that decision. So, Orson Scott Card being an arsehole. Okay, is that enough for me to stop now liking his work? All the way up to Joss being a douchebag. He's a little bit more than just an arsehole. He's actually like a misogynist douchebag. Okay, is that enough for me to stop? Am I never going to enjoy Buffy and Angel again? Or the first Avengers movie, or anything else he's been involved in? Nope. I just need to acknowledge that the guy was a misogynist douchebag and just move on. But where do I personally draw the line? Criminals. like I'll never, I'll never watch The Cosby Show. Not that I was a huge Cosby Show fan anyway, but still, I mean, any of Cosby's work. But also, then you come across the things like Weinstein, right? I mean, Weinstein, just an absolute scum of the earth, just absolute scum. but his company has produced a lot of good stuff. Does that mean I'm now not going? Am I never going to watch Good Will Hunting again? Because the Weinstein Company had a hand in it? Am I never going to watch Pulp Fiction again? Of course not. Of course I'm going to watch them again. I mean, this doesn't mean that they're not great. So, I don't know. It's really, it becomes a personal thing, and it's up to you. You just, as long as you feel comfortable with it, you do whatever you do. You're going to make custom content for the new Buffy series when it comes out? Maybe. I mean, it really depends. Yeah, it really depends. I'll wait and see. It's a wait and see approach, I guess. After I've done the 7 scenarios for the existing canon seasons, I'm looking at the comic seasons, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which I'm really not that big a fan of. So I may or may not do something. I'll most likely will do something for 8 and possibly 9. Because Dracula shows up in 9, but 10 and 11 are pretty bad. So I don't know, maybe. But the new show, yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. I'll definitely watch it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it doesn't pull a Starfleet Academy and just be a disgrace, just an absolute abomination. Starfleet Academy. Everybody involved in Starfleet Academy should immediately quit the industry and just go live in a monastery. It's an embarrassment. Not only just as a Star Trek, it doesn't just stomp on Star Trek's name. It stomps on television, entertainment. It's unbelievably bad. Anyway, moving right along. I can't afford all of those, so I can't do them. So I'll just reset and get some cards. Yeah. How about you, Jackson? Are you? Thanks for watching, by the way. I appreciate it. Are you interested in the new Buffy show? What are your thoughts? Looking forward to it? Villain. 1 on here, 1 on each scheme. So that means it stays with Warren. He's stunned, so he doesn't do anything. It doesn't trigger my stuff, and we get a encounter card. Oh, I keep forgetting that. So incredibly annoying. The encounter card is an attachment. The Orbs of Nezla Khan. So the Orbs of Nezla Khan in the show are the things that give him Slayer strength, Slayer abilities, which is pretty sweet. Attached to Warren Mears. When any amount of damage will be dealt to Warren Mears, place it here instead. Then, if there is at least 5 damage, he discard this card. Gives him +2 attack. It's pretty cool. I was going to make it give him hit points as well, but I decided it was just too much text at the end of the day. He's got shielding. What more does he want? Jackson, I'm only 7 seasons behind on my Buffy content. This guy. Not a fan, obviously. Alright. So, what's next? I could technically a forward spectrum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm not going to because I don't have a wild card. She's not worth playing unless you have a card with a wild resource on it. Just not worth playing. So instead I'm going to use Strength to Black Cat. Black Cat discards the top 2, and if they're mentals I get to keep them. Nope. Yes. Alright. So. Let's get rid of... First we'll Maria. 2 off of here, right? And then... let's just get rid of the orbs. So I did more than the 5 that I needed to get rid of it, so it's gone. Doesn't overkill though. It's not that I'm not a fan. Well, I guess I'm not. I'm more indifferent to it. That's fair. I'll be honest with you, bud. Buffy, Angel is actually a superior show. Angel as a character annoys the crap out of me, but the show itself is better produced, has better stories. It's just a better all-round show. So yeah, I mean Buffy's still good, except for season 6, but Angel is better. Which is ironic because the characters, I prefer the characters in Buffy, but Angel is a better show. Alright, so yeah, so now that I've gotten rid of the orb, I'll just swing in. Yeah. Let's go in. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to stay up. He can't kill me. I'm going to stay up for a bit more. Let's see what happens. I should test it out by letting it go across to Andrew. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep pummeling into Warren. Alright, so there's my hand. We do one on here and then one on each of here. It doesn't trigger any of their stuff. He attacks. Gets a boost. I get a free card because I'm Spidey. And it's a backflip. So I will take it and I will just backflip out of the way. Cool. So 3 and backflip out of the way. Greatest card in the game. It's absolutely magnificent. And we get an encounter card. The encounter card is an attachment. Most of his cards are attachments. Like over half. Invisibility Ray. Attached to Warren Mears. After Warren Mears attacks you, confuse the defending character. If the attack was undefended, confuse your identity. Deal 3 damage to your identity instead if it is already confused. +1 attack. Exhaust your hero and discard 1 card at random from your hand. Discard this card. My turn. I don't really care if I'm confused. Spidey doesn't do a lot of thwarting, so that's fine. I'm going to flip down at some point though. So I was like, yeah, I'll do 2 attack on here, and then no, actually, you know what? I better thwart while I've got the opportunity to do so. Otherwise, it's a bit of trouble. I'll thwart for 1, flip down. I'll use the Peter resource to put in Aunt May. Heal for 4. Use Yondu and Spider Tracer to put in Ingenuity. Use Ingenuity to pay for Reinforced Suit on Black Cat. Not that she really needs it, but hey, why not? Go in for 1. And then reset. Get some cards. Cool. Nice. Alright. Villains. 1 on here. 1 on each of here. Which means that it stays with Warren. Warren will now scheme. When Warren Mears schemes, place 3rd on his villain scheme instead of the main scheme. So he schemes for 2 + 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. Triggers this. After threat is placed here, if there's 10 or more threat here, each player discards the upgrade or support they control with the highest cost. Upgrade or support with the highest cost, which would be Ingenuity. I should have. If I was a smarter player, I would have realized that was going to happen. But anyway, okay, and then it goes down to 3. I shouldn't have put into play. That was pointless. I put it into play so that I could give her a card that she doesn't even need, and now I've just wasted a card. That was dumb. That was dumb play. That's not how you play the game, people. And then when Warren Mears schemes, discard cards from his encounter deck until a deck attachment is discarded and reveal it. Oh, there you go. Oh no, it's not a deck attachment. I thought all of them were, but apparently not. Alright, there we go. The freeze ray. I'll put this over here. I'll put the thin run over his stupid face. Attach to Waramir's. After Waramir's attacks you, stun the defending character. If the attack was undefended, stun your identity. Deal 3 damage to your identity instead if it was already... Oh, let's just say stunned. Damn. So that's meant to say stunned. So it's essentially the stunned version of invisibility ray. Stun and confuse. Cool. So I'll have to fix that. Add that to the notes. Let's do Spidey's turn. Oh wait, no. I haven't had an encounter card. That's just triggering his stuff. So let's get an encounter card. Cheating. Alright, the encounter card says Surveillance. Place 2 threat on each villain scheme. 1, 2. 1, 2. Boom. Okay, my turn. My turn. Alright, let's make Black Cat an honorary Avenger. And then use Peter Resource to give her a Sky Cycle. Now that she's an Avenger, she can have one. First Aid will give her Inspired. So now she's loaded. And Aunt May will heal me for 4. Puts me back up to 4. Full. Flip to Peter. I'm going to thwart for 1. And then Black Cat will hit for 2. And then Sky Cycle and do it again. Huzzah. That's it. Ready. Get some cards. More resources than I know what to do with, but anyway, it is what it is. Villain. 1. 1. 1. Doesn't trigger either of those. We go to Warren. He attacks. He's attacking for 1, 2, 3. And after he attacks, he's going to confuse and stun me, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to backflip away from the damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that. Oh, I got a free. I meant to get a free card from his attack. There you go. We got to pick that out of the way from the damage. But then I am stunned and confused. There's nothing I can do about that. Stunned and confused. It is what it is. Wait. Ah. Yes. Okay. Right. I've overcomplicated that. I've very much overcomplicated those cards. But still, anyway, it is what it is. Stunned and confused. And then an encounter card. So what have I got? Resource, web shooter, team training, you're gonna be stand. Okay. Diamond Heist. When revealed, choose to either discard an upgrade you control or place 1 threat on the active villain scheme for each upgrade you control. If you do not control any upgrades, this card gains Surge. I do control an upgrade. Actually, I control 2 upgrades. I will do the 2 threat on the villain scheme because I'm about to kill this doofus anyway. He decked out. Resets his deck. It is now my turn. Genius will play team training. And in order we stand, we'll play web shooter. Extra resource. I will attack to get rid of my stun, so it doesn't do anything. But that's okay, because Black Cat will just kill him anyway. Alright, Warren's dead. Discard. Discard. Cool. Now, because he was defeated, this goes across to Andrew. So Andrew is now the active villain. And he has a hazard and a amplify. I should probably have put this onto Warren so that when I killed him, I got rid of it. That's what I should have done. Again, no one said I was the smartest player. Also, I've used the same picture for contingency plan that I have for his hero thing, his villain card. Anyway. And I think I need the card to say that any minions stay in play. There's no minions in play at the moment, but still, I needed to say that. Yeah, I should have put this on to Warren because I was gonna just beat the crap out of him. Why didn't I do that? That's dumb. That was dumb. Anyway, Andrew is now the main villain. I'm gonna ready Black Cat and just gonna swing in for an attack. Straight away because she's not mucking around. And then that's it for that. Black Cat doesn't muck around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then get an encounter, face down encounter card because of decking out. Got a backflip there, which is good. Alright, villain turn. One on here, one on here. It doesn't trigger. He then attacks. I'm Spidey, so I get a free card. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, no, wait. When Andrew Wells would attack, he schemes instead. That's right, I forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. I should have flipped down. Should have flipped down, got an extra card. Because I actually don't get this card. He never attacked me. He schemed. Should have flipped down. Anyway, he schemes for a 2, 3, and then an amplify 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That triggers this. After threat is placed here, if there's 10 or more threat here, each player must discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and put that minion into play engaged and then remove all but 3. It goes back down to 3, then we discard until we get a minion. It's not going to be hard because he's basically 90% minions. There's the Wazandi demons. If all 3 Wazandi minions are in play, the villain activates against the first player after he's completed all activations for the phase. So he gets an extra attack if all 3 Wazandi demons are in play. These are the nasty demons that alter time, like mess around with time and stuff. So now there's another acceleration in play as well. So that's the villain turn. So now we've got the encounter phase. So I get an encounter card because of the encounter phase, and then another one because there's a hazard icon. So let's just move this guy out of the way. So yeah, 3 encounter cards and 1 from decking out from before. So let's see how we go. A Nesla demon comes in with toughness. After Nesla attacks, give it a tough status card. Give this active villain a tough status card. Next is Cerebral Dampener, attached to the active villain's villain scheme. So this goes here. Threat cannot be removed from attached scheme by thwarting. The villain corresponding to the attached villain, to get rid of it as a hero action, the villain corresponding to the attached villain scheme attacks you, then discard this card. So obviously we need to get rid of that. And then this one, you get another demon, Razor. He's a Hellion. He's the leader of the Hellion biker gang. Quick strikes me for 1, 2, and he's attacks game piercing. Brutal. Got some villains to take care of. Spidey doesn't handle multiple minions very well, so not great. Again, I could afford Spectrum, but I'm not playing her because she hasn't got a wild resource to tuck under her, and so therefore it's pointless. In fact, all of these cards are pointless. Oh, wait, you know what? I think I actually might. Because even though she doesn't have a wild resource to tuck under her, she'll still be able to help me with the minions. Oh, that's such a shame. That is a bummer. Okay. I'm going to do it. Energy. Wild. So 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I should have backflipped that quick strike. Anyway. Spectrum. One of the cards I used is going to be United We Stand. So that's going to tuck under her, which gives her +2 attack. So she now has 3 attack. And I'm going to use her to take out this guy. Black Cat will then do 2 to him, ready, and do another 2 to him. So it takes him out. So I'm left with the Nesla Demon. Okay, she gets a consequential. Can't afford reinforced suit. As a hero action, I'm going to trigger Cerebral Dampener. Villain corresponding to this attached scheme attacks you. He triggers an attack. He schemes instead. Well, technically that should stay in play. He schemes instead. 2, 3, 4 because of power amplify. And then Andrew Wells gets +2 scheme with his activation unless you place 2 threat on his villain scheme. So it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would get him to 9. I'm just going to do it. Well, if I put 1 threat on there, it'd be 1 less, right? Oh no, 2 threat. It'd just be the same. This boost doesn't make any sense. He would just get the exact same amount anyway. What difference does it make? The boost is dumb. What have I done? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, he gets to 9. He loses that. Okay. So which means I'll use Peter to then knock off the tough. Oh no, because he's going to attack and get another one anyway, right? He doesn't have guard. He doesn't have guard. I'm just going to go straight through. Screw it. Ah, I'm going to flip down. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to flip down. Get 5 cards. Okay. Now we're rocking. Now it's game over. Just have to survive this round. Villain 1. No. No. Wait. I can't flip down. Can't flip down. If I flip down, I'm dead. Damn it. Okay. Flip down. 1. 1 goes on here. Triggers this. Discard cards until you get a minion. I got a bit cocky there. This may not actually be game over straight away. It's 1D demon. Another amplify and play 2. Go down to 3. Okay. Andrew schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. No boost effect. We get, and then these guys attack. He attacks me for 1. He attacks me for 2. He doesn't get a tough status card because he's already got 1. I can't do anything to stop any of that. I get an encounter card. And I get another encounter card because there's a hazard icon in play. So there's 2 encounter cards. Alright, encounter card number 1. Diamond Heist. Just making sure I don't have any hand spider senses. Choose to either discard an upgrade you control or place 1 threat on the active villain scheme for each upgrade you control. I control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 upgrades. Okay, I'll discard an upgrade I control then. It'll be Reinforced Suit. Cool. Cool. Thank you, Diamond Heist. That was pretty brutal. Second one is Fruit Cocktail. I don't know why it says Mystic, because it's definitely not Mystic. I need to fix that. Attached to Andrew. Reduce the number of boost cards Andrew Wells is given by 1, but he gets +1 scheme. So he's a bit wonky from his Fruit Cocktail. Cool. Alright. My turn. Can I win the game? Yes. I survived that part. So now I can win. I can either win with the cheesy way, or actually, you know what? I'm just gonna win. 2. Neither of these guys have got cards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Now, I haven't actually won. Dun dun dun. After all 3 villains are defeated, proceed to main scheme 2A. Ooh. Too much pain. The death of Tara at the hands of Warren is too much for Willow to bear. That's the wrong bear. Shouldn't it be the BARE one? I'll have to look into that. And she sets out on a mission of revenge. When revealed, remove the trio villains, their villain schemes, and their decks from play, and put the set-aside Dark Willow villain and deck into play. Deal each player a face-down encounter card and advance to 2B. So these all go. Now I need to have it written in the insert somewhere that the minions stay. I'm gonna make it so that the minions stay in play. Alright, so they all go. They're all done. Andrew's defeated. I have to go find Willow and put her into play. Dark Willow. So there she is, Dark Willow. There's her deck. There's a hit dial. She goes to 10. Get a face down encounter card. Go to 2B. After your deck runs out of cards, place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. If the scheme is completed, the players lose the game. Starts on 1. Goes up per person by 6. Dark Willow. 2 scheme, 1 attack. Dark Witch. Forced to interrupt. When Dark Willow attacks, give her one additional boost card for that activation. Force response. After a spell card is revealed as a boost card, deal 1 damage to each hero and ally in play. Okay, comment is, I'm the Slayer now. Now this is the bit that I'm a bit worried about. She has 17 cards in her deck. No, 18 cards in her deck. And the ratio of spell to non-spell is 11 to 7. Is that too much? I don't know. Let's find out. Remember, it has to be revealed as a boost card, not as an encounter card. So, let's see what happens. But she gets 2 boost cards. Anyway, I'm still not done. Spidey's going to go in to hit... Rasandi? Yeah? No. Wait. I can just win the game. Oh, god damn it. I can't just win the game. Because I can Spidey her for 2 and then just kick her in the face. Oh. Do I not do that just so I can see how she works? Otherwise, she just doesn't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I want to see what happens. All right, I'm going to exhaust to get rid of my confused. Black Cat's gonna ready with her power cycle, knock the tough off, and then I'm gonna kick him in the face to get rid of him. I don't want to. I want to see how Dark Willow actually works. Otherwise, it's just, what's the point? Okay, ready. Get some cards. Okay. Swinging web kick, webbed up. Okay, alright. Cool. Alright, so villain, 1 on here. After you decorate, okay, I've got that. It's fine. 1 goes on there, that's fine. Dark Willow. She's attacking me. She gets 2 boost cards. 1, 2. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Move this and this out of the way. Okay, she's attacking me, so I get a free card. Cool, I do have backup, so that's fine. I'm going to, backflip, sorry. So I'm going to backflip out of her attack, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. There is also an amplifier in place, so it's 5, 6. So it's actually 6. So I'm going to backflip out of that. But there is a spell card. So after spell card reveals boost card, deal 1 damage to each hero and ally in play. So hero, ally, ally. She's still alive because of team training, but is that too powerful? Each hero and ally in play. Is that too much? It could be. It could be too much. Anyway, I get another encounter card. So I've got 2 to deal with. I don't have any spider senses, so let's just see what happens. Choke. When revealed, discard an ally you control. If you're not controlling the allies, deal 3 damage to your identity. Okay, well that's an easy choice. Spectrum's gone. I wanted Willow to be a challenge. Maybe she's too much of a challenge. Shield of Retribution, attached to Dark Willow. Dark Willow gains Retaliate 2. When any amount of damage will be dealt to Dark Willow, place it here instead. Then if it's at least 6 damage here, discard this card. 6 might be a bit much. I think I might put that down to 4. Might be too much to have 6. Oh, this guy is meant to attack me. I forgot he was meant to attack me, so he hit me for 1. Alright, my turn. Let's... Well, again, I could just kill her. I want to play this out. I want to see just how powerful she is. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4 to webbed up. Black Cat will hit him for 2 and then Sky Cycle and then hit him for 2, so he's dead. Get rid of that bloody amplify for 2, so she's down. And then Peter will hit. Well then, no. Peter will clear that for 1. And I'm staying up. Get some cards. Still no enhanced spider sense. That's really all I'm really waiting for. It's a shame that I don't have that. But I am going to get Spectrum back into play next turn using Make the Call. So that's pretty handy. Alright. Webbed up. Oh wait. I forgot this. 1. Webbed up. So, and then she becomes stunned, so she doesn't activate. Well, I could have used the kick to get rid of her shield. Probably, possibly could have done that. But anyway, counter card. Just the 1 this time. It is Power Overwhelming. When revealed hero, Dark Willow attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. She doesn't because she's stunned. So it was a short-lived stunned, but anyway, took care of her for that activation. My turn. I'm going to get Spectrum back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make the Call, Spectrum back into play. One of the cards I used to bring her in is this one, so now she has all the things. Now she's back in the game. I'm going to give Black Cat the Power Glove. And then I'm basically going to win. Spectrum's going to hit for 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, yeah, that's game over. Black Cat hits for 2. And then Power Glove hits her for 1. Oh, wait, what am I doing? She's got this! Alright, so Spectrum hits it for 3. Black Cat hits it for 1, 2. And then Power Glove. So that's it. Shield's destroyed. Oh, Dark Willow can still be alive. I'll Sky Cycle up and then I'll hit her directly. 1, 2, and then Power Glove for 1. Then Spidey will hit for 2. She's still kicking. Wait, should I have thwarted? Probably should have thwarted. Oh well, let's see what happens. Ready to go. New hand. She's got 1 more turn to take me out. I'm staying up. I've got a spider sense so I can stop the bloody encounter cards. Alright, let's see what happens. 1. She attacks. She attacks me, so I get a free card. It is not backflip. So I will defend. Just so I don't die. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is a spell, so 4 minus 3 is 1. I take 1. 1 is a spell, so 1, 2, 3. Black Cat's still alive because she has both Honorary Avenger and Team Training, so she's fine. I think the spell ratio is actually pretty good. The spell ratio is alright. It might still be a little bit too powerful as villain and as hero and allies, but so far so good. Encounter card. Choke. When revealed, discard an ally control. No thank you. No thank you. Hand Spider Sense. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Boom. My turn. And that is game. Black Cat alone will just take her out. Black Cat takes her out. Boom. Yeah. Thoughts. Jackson, if you're still watching and you've got any thoughts, by all means hit me up. Thoughts. 1, I have to fix the mistake on Freeze Ray. And add the note about keeping the minions in play. Do I need to bump up their hit points? I mean, not everybody's Spidey. I should test with somebody else. I mean, not everybody has got swinging web kicks. You know what I mean? Actually, you know what? Other than the tweaks on the cards themselves, I'm going to leave it for now. The tweaks in terms of like spelling mistakes and stuff. Or not spelling mistakes. I don't make spelling mistakes. More the making sure it's the right word. I'm going to play with Gamora. My second favorite Marvel Champions here. And because she doesn't have the massive attacks. Well, actually, that's not true. She does have a 7-pointer. You have to do a thwart event first, right? Let's do Spidey. Let's do Gamora. It's a little bit more balanced, I think. Let's grab Vulture. Out of here. Pack it up. Okay, let's go grab Gamora. There she is. My standard testing heroes. Don't need that. Don't need those. Oh, hit dial came out at full power. I didn't have to do the copy paste trick. It's unusual. Gamora, and then her deck. This weird twirly thing that it does now really irritates me. I don't know what other air quotes improvements they did, but this is not one of them. I can't tell you. It's so annoying. All right. So let's just reset this stuff. I'm not going to throw Willow away. I'll just leave her out there. Put them in. Shuffle. Reset the 3 nerds. I mean, the Wrecking Crew have more hit points, but they're the Wrecking Crew. I mean, they're practically invulnerable. These guys are just nerds. So maybe this is a theme. Game mechanic should trump theme type deal situation. I come across those a lot, actually. I can't justify in my head giving them more than 10. I really can't. But maybe I have to. Actual Jackson, it's hard to get a good read on them because Spidey is a big hitter. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I agree. Alright, let's swap to Gamora and we'll go from there. Alright, they've all been reset. The counter's on Warren. I'm just going to leave Willow out just to bugger it. Why not? Gamora's ready to go. Let's do Gamora. Let's see what happens. Shuffle, so we're not cheating. Get some cards. Okay. Powering all of us and Groot right off the bat's pretty handy. Keen Instincts, great. Yeah, this is a good start. This is a good start. Oh, I've got these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, it's a good. That is a good start. That's a good opening hand. Boom. Let's go to them. Okay, let's use her ability. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's an attack or thwart, you can grab it. It is not. It's endurance. Alright, let's use Power in All of Us, and For Justice is going to give me Groot. And then Precision Strike is going to give me Keen Instincts. I'm going to flip up to Gamora. And then just... Let's try a different tactic this time. Let's see how the others go. Let's take 2 off of Warren. Actually, you know what? I should use For Justice to pay for Keen Instincts, and then use Keen Instincts for Precision Strike, and take 2 off of Andrew. I don't get to kick it, but that's fine. But then her ability triggers, which is an attack event, so I take Threat off. So I'll take 1 off of Jonathan. Alright. Okay. I'm happy with that. And Groot will just kick back and be Groot. Get some cards. Alright. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good hand. I'm happy with that. Alright, villain. 1. 1 on each of them. Andrew's got the most threat, so he becomes the new villain. And he will scheme. Schemes for a 3. It doesn't trigger his card. I get an encounter card. Yeah, this is working out alright. Once more feeling. Alright, this is the one. I wasn't quite sure about this one. I showed it to Joshy and I was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's okay." Like, dude, come on, man. Show a little bit more enthusiasm. But anyway, so I'm hoping this works. So it's an obligation. ES suggested that I make it an obligation, which I agree with. So comes out Peril, which doesn't mean anything if you're playing solo, but multiplayer obviously is relevant. And this is meant to represent the one episode in season 6 that isn't crap, which is Once More We're Feeling, the actual episode. And it's where a demon shows up in town called Sweet, who makes everybody dance and sing. He turns the episodes a musical, and everybody dances and sings. And when you're singing about your secrets. You reveal your secrets, and everybody's got secrets this season, right? It's all about the secrets. Buffy's big secret is that she was in heaven when they resurrected her. She was in heaven, and they've dragged her out of heaven and brought her back to Earth. So I wanted to sort of represent that, the fact that everybody's revealed all their secrets, so nobody has any secrets anymore, and that it's a bad situation. So Peril, so that nobody can discuss what's going to happen. If Once More We're Feeling is already in play, this card gains Surge, and that's because there's one in each villain's deck, except for Willow's. All players play with their hands showing. Force Interrupt. Each player can only play 1 card per turn. After the first player plays their card, subsequent players cannot play the same card type this turn. So if player 1 plays a ally, player 2 can't play an ally. they need to play something else, an upgrade. That means player 3 can't play an ally or an upgrade. They have to play an event, and then so on and so forth, right? And then to get rid of it as an alter ego action, discard 1 card from each player's hand. So the player who has it as their obligation gets to decide, as peril, so they don't get to discuss it, a card from each player's hand and get rid of it. I like it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I actually think it's great. I really, really like it. I'm very interested to see how the community what the community says about it. So. Jackson says, when you say the only episode of the season that isn't crap really makes me want to watch the show. Season 6 is not good, bud. Every show has its bad season. I mean, Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, bad. Buffy Season 6, bad. I don't know what to say. It is what it is. I don't think you need the force interrupt on that. I may be wrong, but it's not interrupted anything with that text. I think you're right, actually. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I can get rid of that. Yep. Anyway, so I'm stuck with it. It is now my turn. I can only play 1 card. So that's basically now... The tempo is now just being annihilated. So... Let's use... Let's use Keen Instincts to play multitasking, which removes 2 threat from a scheme and 2 threat from another scheme. And then that was a thwart event, so I get to do a point of damage to Andrew. That's the only card I can play. Doesn't mean I can't do anything else. So I'm going to attack. No. Yeah, I'm going to attack for 2. And then I'm going to flip. And then I get to choose and discard a card, which will be set the pace. To get rid of that. Now, that's not too bad, actually. Because Andrew is the villain. He's going to scheme anyway. So that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. I flip down. I'm going to keep those cards, get 3 more. Alright. Villain 1 on there, and then 1, 1, 1. It doesn't trigger anybody. Andrew has the most threat, so he's the villain. He attacks. Oh no, he schemes. So schemes for 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That triggers his card. Threats is 10 or more threat here. Each player discards cards until they get a minion. Boom. It's like 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a minion first card, to be honest. He comes out. He's now got amplify. And then we get an encounter card. Oh, God. That's so annoying. Buddy system. When revealed. Have I got any... Does Gamora have any way to stop cards when revealed stuff? Nope. Nope. Okay. Choose the villain whose villain scheme has the least threat. That's Jonathan. Reveal the top card of his deck. Top 2 cards instead if he's the only villain in play. He's not, so we'll discard the top card. Reveal the first card. Oh, it's Buddy system. Choose a villain with the least amount of threat. Reveal the top card of his deck. It's Jonathan. Let's do it again. Boom. Revealed. Attached to Jonathan. Jonathan gains Stalwart and +1 scheme. So that'll happen if he takes over. Alright. I use Gamora's ability. It is an attack event, so I get to keep it. And I'll flip up. Let's see now. Now I've got options. I could have conditioned Ruined, but I don't need to heal, so that's fine. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to use Condition Room to put Keen Instincts into play. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to condition room and cross counter to clobber. This guy comes back to my hand. That was an attack event, so I get to remove 1 threat. Boom. No. You know what? I'm going to do it from here. Okay. Then I'm going to clobber to... No. I'm going to precision strike to keen instincts. And then keen instincts is going to clobber again. One, two, three. Yeah. And then Gamora will take him out. Alright. Warren goes down. His condition goes on to villain who has the most threat. That's Warren. It's not a tie. He's out of the game. Okay. And then decisive blow, she's going to put endurance into play. Okay. Ready, get some cards. I think I've got time for one more turn and then I have to go off for dinner, so let's do this. One. Doesn't trigger any of their abilities, but Warren has the most threat, so he's now the main villain. Puts over his stupid smug face. Oh, there's an acceleration icon in play, so that goes on there, and then Warren attacks. Do I have a cross counter? Nope. I will Groot. That's what he's there for. 1 + 1. There's no amplifiers or anything. Is 2 on young Groot. He takes 2, and then he immediately heals 2, like a legend. Then I get an encounter card, and it is Impotent Rage. Spoiler alert: at the end of the season, because Warren's been foiled so many times by women, he can't handle the fact that he's been beaten by women multiple times. He shows up with a gun and tries to kill Buffy and ends up killing somebody else instead. Warren Mears attacks you even if you're in alter ego form. If you're in alter ego form, do not give him a boost card for this attack. If this attack damages an ally, exhaust your identity. So he attacks. I'm going to take it. Don't have anything to stop it with. 3. Didn't damage an ally, so I don't need to exhaust my identity. It's my turn. Let's use for justice and set the pace to Wiccan. Wiccan will remove 1 threat from here and then deal 1 damage. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I will then acrobatic move for 2. That's an attack, so I get to remove 1 threat. And then I will use Keen Instincts to play forward momentum. I played an attack event, so I get to remove 5 threat. And then Gamora will hit him in the face for 2. Ready, take 5. Villain turn. 1, 1, 1. Jonathan is now the main villain. Okay, so we get a new guy. When Jonathan schemes, place it on his villain scheme instead of the main scheme. When Jonathan leaves and attacks or schemes, give him an additional boost card for this activation. So he's got the additional thing. So he's 0/0, but he uses magic to enhance his abilities. So he's coming in for an attack. Wait, I think I've got a cross counter. Oof. I was going to Groot, but I'm actually not. I'm going to cross counter. So let's see what we got. 1. Honey, Jonathan. 1 attack. Is that worth a cross counter, or should I just take it? Should I just take it, or should I use it? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to take it. Look at this. Then an encounter card. Diamond Heist. Choose to either discard an upgrade you control or place one through on the active villain scheme for each upgrade you control. 1, 2, 3. I control 3, so it'd be 3 onto his card, which wouldn't trigger it. I don't want to lose any of my upgrades, so yeah. 1, 2, 3. I'll just do that. Okay. My turn. Genius. And cross counter will Miles. Miles will hit for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because, you know, he's a beast. Wiccan will thwart for 1 and do 1. Thank you, buddy. Always a pleasure. And Keen Instincts will forward momentum. It's only 3 because I haven't played an attack event. So 1, 2, 3. And then that was a thwart event, so I get to do a point of damage. And then Gamora will take him out. Bye, Jonathan. He dies. There should be one more threat on here because it was an acceleration token, which I forgot about. So there's that. Warren gets Jonathan's contingency plan. His deck goes. That goes. And then I'm done. Alright, it's dinner time for me, so it's my turn. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to come back after dinner. So, about an hour from now. Less than an hour from now, and I'll continue on. And then I'll have another game and stuff. So, yeah, we'll come back for part 2. Warren and then Willow. Thank you very much for watching. Jackson, thank you very much for jumping on and saying hello. As usual stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of jazz. Thank you very much for spending the time watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, very much appreciate them. I'll be back. I think in that time I might even be able to do some tweaks and stuff. We'll see how it goes, but I shall return. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Bye.